Hi, this is KV, and this is the moon phase report for Sagittarius. So, right now, what's kind of going on with you is that there's a lot of heart-opening things in relation to your values and as they're changing. And it's kind of like there's a little bit of a discrimination where you're growing on one level, but there's another one that needs to be upgraded along with the growth that you've gone through to kind of match up with the value system that you've grown into. So this is where it's like you've learned more in life, you've become more conscious, as you go about your traveling ways and exploring and discovering things, it has to integrate into your body, into this new way of being. And that can be some kind of things going on right now with really seeing like where, even like how I say, like, I've noticed that for a decade, but like always the ones who are like carrying a yoga mat, going off to take yoga, and then they're so like, oh, namaste, and then they're the ones who are out in the parking lot and you accidentally cut them off or something and they're like, fuck yeah, and they just totally blow and lose it. So it's kind of something like, those things that those things that you've learned, those things that you do want to embody, there just might be some that still need to digest into your system, so that you are really walking the values that you have invited into your life and that you have opened to, and know that those are the things you stand by. So you're just needing to kind of maybe some things will be coming to you that do need to more match up with these things that you are possessing in your mind as things that you're like, I'm all about that, I'm all about that, I'm all about that. It's kind of like someone who's walking this spiritual path and wanting to be a teacher of that, yet they get done from work and then they go and eat like at fast food restaurants or something. And that might have sounded judgmental, but it's really not. If you are going to speak words of this higher caliber, you have to be putting food in your body that is of this higher caliber. You have to support things that are of this higher caliber. And things that are about torture, how can you be like, it's like a spiritual teacher who actually also owns a feedlot where all the animals are tortured. You'd be like, okay, this is not really, this is not making sense, So something like that could be going on that you're awakening to. And what it's really, the potential of it is, there's all kinds of things that this can bring about where you are more, it's almost like if where you want to be is a couple steps ahead and that's your body, and you're kind of pulling it back so that you're in the present. So you're completely aligned with your dreams, with what you're thinking, you're kind of a clear representation like that. But what can happen from this is there's all these different benefits of it, growing closer, like in a really bonded relationship, because it's kind of like loving yourself first is how you attract someone who will love you, because this is love related too, and it is loving yourself related, which it's funny I said that already. I was going to get to that. But so there's that, where you can have more bonded relationships with people. You can actually kind of move more closer with people because of these changes that you're making. And also things like, and this is because Jupiter is moving into Cancer on the 26th, that's the big topic going on now, and I'm going to write a report on that, so I'll go into that further. But it's going to help you to even like discover psychological things that are buried within that you really don't match up with your value system, don't match up with who you are. Things like that were picked up from others that you're still holding on to and not realizing that you're doing this, and it's something that's actually keeping you from manifesting things, or a perfect partner, or awesome jobs, or feeling happy. It could even like that kind of thing of hearing wrong messages, seeing things and now continuing them, and you'll just be waking up to, whoa, it's almost like this outside perspective will come in to really kind of help you see what you're doing, you know, what you're thinking, what's really deeply in there that's like the cord, the grounded, the first thing, like what's going on there, that's now manifesting all these other things that aren't matching up. So that's something going on with this new moon, and that's with this full moon, and that's going to be something with the Jupiter. So Jupiter will be moving there, and that's what the theme is going to be. And I'll get more into that right now. But so there's a lot of benefits in you getting real and like kind of seeing where you aren't being as honoring, not being as honoring, loving of who you are, loving yourself, you know, loving your body, loving who you are. The whole self-worth thing, maybe still like thinking you need to only look out at others to determine your self-worth or if you're good enough. So you'll be awakening to like, I need to let go of that. I do, you know, because it is a totally different story and a totally different world when you can go out there and not care what anybody thinks about you, you know. And it's funny, like I tell you, if you want to have something like that, if you want to learn a lesson like that, like put yourself out there, like on videos like this, you know, because then you're like completely susceptible to people like who don't even vibe with you to share their opinions about what's wrong with you, you know. That's why what kept me from doing this, because I'm like, oh, I don't like that kind of thing. But it's kind of funny, not that I've gotten it, but I still now, from doing this, I'm actually more detached about what anybody thinks about me, so that to even have someone not or to think something is wrong with me, I'm like, whatever, whatever, you know. It's like I can almost like see that person in a whole like a stadium of people, and like they point down to this one person, circle it, you know, so it's a big picture, and that person has a problem with you, you know. If you think of things like that, it's kind of funny. It instantly is like, whatever, you know, whatever. So maybe you'll come to things like that where it's like, who cares what anybody else thinks of me? This is me, yo, you know. So those are some kind of things happening. It's so funny, I spilt sauerkraut juice all over myself because I was trying to drink it, the juice, and it went all over me, so all I can smell is sauerkraut. I love sauerkraut though, but it's a different story when every sniff is you smell it. Okay, so where are we at for more? Let me see. So we also have Mercury going retrograde. Same day that Jupiter's going into Cancer, which is pretty sweet, huh? So they're sitting right there in the sign of, or Jupiter's moving into Cancer, and then Mercury is moving retrograde in Cancer. So that one's going to be really sweet. So this is going to be, this will be where you'll kind of start this this is where you kind of start that process of having a really, it's kind of like it's a solar, you have solar power in your house. So your battery is only charged when the sun is shining. You know, when it's cloudy, it's not getting any energy, so you're just using reserve, you know. So imagine that right now you're having, the sun is shining on your ability, when Mercury goes retrograde, on your ability to really go within and see where you are missing something that came from childhood, or something psychological that's deeply embedded in there, something you learned from your mother, something you're repeating with your mother, something that's home nurturing where you didn't receive enough love, and now you're manifesting this other thing in your life. So this can be a big time of that kind of with the Mercury retrograde. It's going to be focused on finding those things. So this is a great time, next 3.5 weeks, really like have your journal out, commit to meditating every day, commit to just writing what is coming up, no matter what it is. If something comes up about a concern you had, I just remembered this thing when I was like 5. What about that story? Because there's psychological nuggets right now to be found within you examining through these layers of things. It can be things like that too, where it's like one thought comes up and it triggers off to these other things, and you're like, I wouldn't have ever thought of that, because there's a lots of sudden clarity coming in with things where you just didn't get it. So this is really great, and this is really important for your future. For your future expressions, for your future in your career life, your love life, everything is tying into this and what you're needing to go find right now. So right now the sun is shining and this solar powerhouse is soaking up all this energy, and you are this solar powerhouse, and there's this access now to find this information so you can really like move forward with this, not so many hidden wounds in your energy field, you know, attracting people who are always exposing your wounds. You know, that part of life is so not fun. Always magnetizing what we need to learn, you know, and then especially when it's always conflict or fight or these irritating people. Why do I always attract these irritating people, you know? At some point you have to go, oh, it has something to do with me. I have something to learn from them. And it's kind of cool when you've worked through enough of these, when you've embraced them, when you've gone at them and said, what do you have to teach me? Enough times, and then it's suddenly like you're not attracting those anymore, and then you're only attracting people who smile and loving and are fun. So you're only attracting things that feel really good, and then just things trickle like domino effect in your whole life of everything goes into that wavelength. But you have to find these wounds first, and you have to see what's going on with that. So that's what Mercury retrograde is going to be working for with you. I think we're going to stop there, and I will see you for the new moon in 2 weeks, and you have a beautiful full moon. And also be sure to watch the main reading, because that's where I talk more about the energy and what's going on. We're supposed to be cleaning house, we're supposed to be purging, you know, we're supposed to be, everything's coming into balance. It's really cool right now, and it feels divine. This is love energy right now. This is great. You should be feeling awesome. Okay. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.